welcome to my room. Welcome to this is another episode of Night of the Limit Show. It's another episode of this Goosebumps, the BlOB that ate everyone. Night of the recap on what going on. Anyways, yeah. So what? Give me my bookmark. Number 1. I used to believe in monsters, Alex said. She pushed her glasses up on her nose. Her nose twitched. With her pink face and round cheeks, she looked like a tall, blonde bunny rabbit. When I was little, I thought that a monster lived in my sock drawer, Alex told me. You won't believe this, Saki, but I never opened that drawer. I used to wear my sneakers without socks. Sometimes I tried to go barefoot to kindergarten. I was too scared to open that drawer. I knew the sock monster would bite my don't benefit. Hand off. She laughed. Alex has the strangest laugh. It sounds more like a whistle than a laugh. Wee. So they were playing and so Alex has a ponytail. Not that I'm 12. I'm a lot smarter, she said. Now I know that there is no such thing as monsters. That's what Alex said to me 2 seconds before we were attacked by the monster. Okay. I'm just doing like what I feel like for the recap. So it's mostly what I feel like and mostly like, yeah, this is what I feel like. It was spring vacation, and Alex and I were out collecting things. They collect things when they don't have anything better to do. Sometimes they collect weird weeds, bugs, or odd leaves. Once, we collected stones that looked like famous people. That didn't last long. We couldn't find too many. If you get the idea that Norwood Village is the boring town, you're right. I mean, it was boring until the monster attacked. Am I reading fast? I don't want to read fast. I'm sorry. Slow down now. Alex IOC lives next door to me, and she is my best friend. Adam Levin, who lives across town, is my best friend too. I think a person should have a lot of best friends. I'm not sure why Alex has a boy's name. I think it's short for Alexandria. But she won't tell me. So Alex can play his own name. This gets in a lot of trouble. But Saki's name also gets him in a lot of trouble. Saki Beach BU Champ. Why am I going on about names like this? And Saki knows. You see, when the blonde monster attacked, I was so scared. I forgot my own name. Alex and I had decided to collect worms. Only purple worms, no brown ones. That made the search more interesting. Long, steady spring rain. It was a day with long, steady spring rain. The backyards were soft and spongy. The worms were coming up for air. They poked through the wet grass and wriggled onto the driveway. We were both crouched down, searching for purple ones, when I heard a loud, squeezy sound behind me. I spun around quickly and gasped when I saw the monster. Alex, look! She turned, too, and the whistling sound escaped her mouth. Whee! Only this time, she wasn't laughing. Saki dropped the worms and he looked at the giant in the worm. The giant monster looked like it. Saki dropped his worms and the giant monster looked like a human howl. Alex was crying. She was right. The monster made another loud squeeze as it bounced over the grass toward us. It bounced like a giant beach ball, taller than Alex and me. Nearly as tall as the garage. It was pink and wet. And throbbing. Blum, blum, blum. It posed like a howl. It had two tiny black eyes. The eyes glowed and stared straight ahead. It was a pink blob with coating up snakes. As I stared in horror, I realized they weren't snakes. They were thick, purple vines, always tied together in a knot. And the monster made a sounds. The monster throbbed and bounced. They all gasped out. They all groaned. They saw the sticky trail of white slime that the monster left behind. Alex and Saki stepped backwards. They didn't want to see the ugly thing. They walked away from it. My heart. And then they were terrified. Groans. Terrified every time. My heart had to be pounding at 100 miles an hour. I took another step back. Then another. They saw a crack open in the creature's middle, and then the creature, but it was not the pink blob. They thought it was cracking apart, and they got wider, but really it was the mouth. The mouth opened wider. Wide enough to swallow a human. And then his tongue came out, splat, and hit the grass. They groaned again. The stomach lurched. Am I reading? It in the tunnel like a purple shovel. The several people into the gaping mouth. Thick, white slime peeled from the monster's mouth. It's drooling, I choked out. They ran and ran to the edge of the driveway. It was drooling even more when one of them went on their knees. The pink tongue wrapped around Saki and pulled him in. Oh wait, it was a purple tongue. It looked like a shovel. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so I know I'm not doing anything fast. Just know I'm not. Hopefully. Hopefully I'm not. Six. Another squeezy footstep. Closer. Chills swept down my back. I nearly dropped the typewriter. Hide, I whispered. Saki didn't need to suggest it. They all slipped behind the display shelf. Saki set the typewriter on the floor. Then I crept behind the shelf and huddled close to Alex. There was the carpet that was wet. Yellow beam of flashlight. There was a yellow beam searching over the room. The light slid over the floor. Then it started to climb the display case. Alex and I ducked low. Circle of light washed over our heads. My legs were trembling. I gripped the back of the case with both hands to keep myself from falling over. Hello? A voice called. Woman's voice. Hello? Is someone in here? They all turned around and motioned their head. But she knew that they were there and blah 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 blah. Saki thought the woman would leave. And how could Saki explain why were they hiding, etc.? The woman was wondering if anyone came in. No, a woman peered around. I peered out around the bottom shelf. I could see the woman from the side. This flashlight beamed off the red carpet. She had very short, dark hair. She wore a long raincoat. She moved the flashlight beam along the back wall. It lit up the fallen shelf, the broken antiques. Her footsteps slogged over the red carpet. Hello? She called. She's wondering if anybody came in. And Saki held his breath, of course. Saki wanted the woman to leave. He didn't want them to catch them. The woman turned. Her light stopped on the typewriter in the middle of the floor. She kept the light steady, staring at the typewriter. I knew what she was thinking. How did the typewriter get on the floor? Slowly, she raised the light, raised it back to the display shelf. very funny, I muttered. I said goodnight and hurried down the hall to my room. I turned the corner that led to my bedroom and stopped. Was that the strange crackling? What was that strange crackling sound? It seemed to be coming from my room. A steady, crackling buzz. Weird, I muttered. So he stepped into the doorway and peered into his room, and then he gasped. My typewriter! I cried. The typewriter was bathed in a bright blue glow. Blue sparks buzzed and crackled off and flew in all directions. I stared in amazement as the blue current snapped and hummed over the typewriter. I thought about the shock that had knocked me to the floor in the antique shop. Sorry if I'm reading fast, I'm so sorry. Bye guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Bye!